Okay, so in this discussion, we are talking about female mass shooters and why they are a rarity. So, doing the reading that was required for this, I was able to find that not only is it very unlikely for women to be mass shooters, it's also extremely uncommon for women to use firearms if they are going to commit some form of mass murder. But in another, I did some more research and found that women commit only about 10 to 13% of homicides in the United States in total. And when women do kill, they're less likely than men to choose a firearm because only 8% of perpetrators of firearm homicides are female. So it leaves 92% of men, obviously. But in comparison to that, 40% of poisonings and 20% of deaths by firearm are linked to female perpetrators. And then in the other criteria, I believe it asks for us to have or find a list of female mass shooters. And the ones I could find is there's Brenda Ann Spencer, who is a 16-year-old girl who killed 2 adults and wounded a police officer, 8 children at the Cleveland Elementary School. Jennifer San Marco, who killed her neighbor, then drove to the local postal plant where she killed 6 more people and herself. And then there's Sylvia Segrist, who took a rifle to a shopping mall where she somehow killed 3 people and wounded 7. Um, and then there's Amy Bishop, who she was the one I did mine on. Right here, you can see the list. I did mine on her, and she killed 3 people. She wounded 3 more at a meeting of the biology department she worked at over in, I believe it was Alabama, or was it Arkansas? It was Alabama. Yeah, and I felt like that was really interesting because a lot of the criteria I see with these women are that it's not anger, because if they're angry, like if a spouse had been unfaithful or something like that, or if they had postpartum, they would have killed either just their husbands, and it would have been in some more personal fashion with like a blunt instrument or like a knife or something like that that's sharp, not a gun, or they would have just, sometimes postpartum does get the best of women who have a child and they just end up drowning the child or killing it or poisoning it or something like that. So it's very interesting to see that we do not have any mass shooters hardly that are women. It was really tough to find just those ones I had named off, but I find this actually really interesting and really rare because I didn't realize just how rare it was. Because I feel like we hear enough about mass shootings, but I didn't realize that there is such a small, like 2%, 3% of mass shooters are women. So, but I'll cut this video.